let them come alive. If we know him as he is, there is peace in Christ. He gives us hope when hope is gone. He gives us strength when we can't go on. He gives us shelter in the storms.
Malolele. Hi everybody. Goara Dumankia Huakau from Seattle, Washington. I'm doing this little quick video for live video for how to make Keke Isite. I will share there is two different ways. Okay, Keke Isite oku whakaau nga I baking powder. Because just plain Keke Isite. So what I've got to do now is I'm going to go over what we need for our recipe. First thing that we need to know is that first of all, we can use plain flour, okay? So whatever flour you have in your cupboard, if it's this kind of flour, some of us, we buy our flour from the church, Bishop Storehouse. So make sure you have flour. Number one, next to it, you have to have yeast. And some of you, let's take the hand sanitizer away. Some of you have this in your cupboard because you make bread, or you already have these little packets. Okay, so either or, it's good, or whatever. Sometimes you also have Isite or yeast that comes in a bottle. You also need, I already have here, my warm water. I use Kangen water because I have a Kangen machine. So I use the Kangen hot warm water. I also need some shortening. Some of you may use this kind. There's also the yellow kind. There's other kind, or you may even want to use you know, just cooking oil like this. So whatever you have in your cupboard is fine. As long as you want to make this, please, we're happy to have you with us. So make sure, because it's coronavirus time, always wash your hand or use hand sanitizer, or like I already washed my hand, and then I put some gloves just to be, you know, just to be safe. And I thank you, Michelle, my photographer, for taking time to do this live for us. Okay, first things first, now that you know what we are going to use, what I already have here, I measured, I'm going to list up after this the rest, you know, what the ingredients, but this is bit by bit. First of all, some of you choose to combine. First of all, you need 2 teaspoons of yeast, which is 1 packet, or you just take a teaspoon out of here. So a teaspoon. Let me grab the teaspoon. So normally what people do is, because I'm a quick cook, I just put them all in the ingredients. I'm just showing the other option. If you want to put your yeast, 2 tablespoons, mix it in with a teaspoon of sugar, add warm water, and then you leave it on the side, stir it and leave it on the side. However, I choose the way I do it. I have in here 4 cups of plain flour. So 4 cups. So I already cut it, so make the 4 cups of flour, put it into this bowl, which I already have. Then after that, you add in 2 cups of warm water and also 2/3 cup of sugar. But for me, I add in 1 cup of sugar. So the measurement is 4 cups of flour, 1 cup of sugar. Of course, you could double this, but I'm just making a small batch, okay? And also...
Did you put the flour in here?
Yes, that's the cup we used for the flour. 1 cup.
It can be any cup.
Right, you're right,
Any
Michelle. Like, not all of us have a measuring cup, but because I don't. Normally, I just put any cup that I find, you know, that's clean, add it in. And then what you do, I already put in here Remember I told you I'd like using my yeast. I added my yeast already in here, and also my sugar, so it's all in here. The secret is it's really good. I have my yeast in here. I also have my sugar. So everything is
How
in
many
here.
cups?
1 cup of sugar to 4 cups of flour. So if you want to make a bigger batch, Michelle, you add 2 cups of sugar to do the math. To how many cups of flour?
6. 5.
No, 8.
Oh,
8 cups. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
I
So
thought it was 6.
no, we're doing it, doubling it up this way. So I already mixed this very thoroughly. And then normally you add 2 cups of warm water, but I'm pretty good at I'm pretty good at doing this, that I just pour whatever cup. I just add so there you go. See? You just mix it in. Okay, Michelle, add some more water. Okay, but see how, yeah, fine. Okay. So I already have, this is warm water, by the way, okay? And in this mixture, let me repeat, I have 4 cups of flour, 1 cup of sugar, and I already added my teaspoon of yeast in here, okay? I'm just wearing gloves, but I tell you, sometimes I just wash my hand very thoroughly, and I don't wear gloves, but but this time I am because of the coronavirus, and I'm just making this for my family, so.
What temperature does the water have to be at?
Oh, just warm water.
Not
And
cold?
Not cold, definitely. Okay, could you add some more water in here? Okay. Thank you. So this is really a small batch, okay? I'm not used to video. And after this, I'm gonna let this sit and then make it when it's time for our video. So I'm already done this earlier, so I'm gonna let this sit for a while. And when you come back later, we're gonna carry on. Now we're gonna cook this, and I'll show you how much this rose, okay? But look at it. Some people, this is how you feel. The more water I put in there, the better, okay? So I think I need a little bit more water. And some of you probably like it more doughy, but this is kind of good. Combining the yeast with 1 cup of, so what I did here, you add flour, sugar, and then the water. So we've got that. We mix this, and then make sure it's a smooth batter. Do you think this is smooth, Michelle? Is it smooth, or do I need a little bit more?
Just a tiny.
Oh, okay. Michelle thinks I need a little bit more water. So this is already a smooth batter.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that being done, I can quickly take off my gloves and dispose it into the garbage. What I'm going to do next is my foil, which I have down here, and foil on top, and let it sit for an hour or an hour and a half. This is a very small little batch, okay? So
Because the tini is small.
yeah, the tini is very small, but I'm gonna leave this aside because this is the one I'm gonna whakapaku later. But
You just put it to the side anywhere?
yeah, anywhere, let it sit there, and about an hour and a half later, so by 3:30 today, Michelle, we will come back and continue the same. We're going to see what we do. So now what I would be doing, I'll leave it there to rest. About an hour and a half later, an hour, because it's a small batch, I will show you what took place. After that, then I will give it a little stir 20 minutes before cooking time. In that way, if there's extra gas or anything left inside the dough, it'll fix that, and then 20 minutes later, that's when I start cooking. However, make sure now, what I will do next is to make sure I have my pot ready 10 minutes before it's time to cook. I will add this into, which we call shortening or ngako, add into a good pot or a good pan. Has to be very deep, and I will show you later with the frying. So I hope that while during the coronavirus, we can all make Keke Isite at home. But also, if you'd like to yield more, like what I had just made for you, you can just double the recipe. However, some of us would like to add baking powder to our mix. That can also be done, okay? Some people like baking powder added into the yeast. That is also another option. However, most people, Tongan, they'd like to have plain Keke Isite. So that's what I have in the one that we prepared. However, if I wanted to add baking powder, sometime we're in a hurry, we don't have time to let it rise for an hour. We don't have an hour. What I do, I normally put everything in and just add, if there's 8 cups of flour, maybe 4 teaspoons of baking powder into my ingredients. However, I will post up the ingredients so that if you need to make it, your kids can help. My kids help me out. I'm just doing a little video in order for some of my cousins' wives, Micah's wife, who needs to watch it. And thank you for tuning in. All right.
And we'll see you later.
Welcome back. And here we have part 2. This is how our batter looks like. It's now ready. As you can see, I've washed my hands and it's ready to go in the pot. The shortening all bubbling and ready. And I took 1 little scoop of this and dropped inside the pot. So I'm gonna fill it up. This is 2.
What's inside the pot?
This is the batter. This is the batter, Michelle.
No,
Oh, that's the shortening. That's the hot oil.
vegetable
Oil, yes. And it's gonna go down the bottom, and later on it'll